How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Starfield, where, I mean, we're gonna really be parading towards the finale. I don't know what else we got to do. I think we technically have, like, the beginnings of the final mission. I think the part we got when we investigated the moon and then went to Earth and NASA was, like, it's the part that unlocked, like, spaceflight, and it also doomed Earth prematurely. That was really interesting as a plot point, and I'm guessing that it's the artifact that's tied to the last temple, which is where apparently I'm supposed to go and meet the emissary and the hunter, whom I guess they try to make it be like, whose philosophy do you believe in? I was like, screw you both are stupid. And so now I'm gonna fight them both. And I'm guessing that as long as I feel brave enough to go to that planet and pursue the mission, I think we can kind of get towards the finale. So I think that's what we're gonna try to do. We'll see. The planet is far off, and it technically says level 70. I don't know if I can even get there, and if I get there, maybe I'll still be woefully outgunned. So, you will see. If that's the case, then I might have to do some grinding on my own time just to kind of get my level up, but all the same, especially with the changes in combat, I imagine it's going to be interesting, because combat goes a lot faster, but it's both ways. So, I can imagine a final boss fight with the two of them will be really quick regardless, but I'm probably going to have to try a couple times, because if they're level 70, it's going to be a nightmare. But I have some pretty good guns, so, yeah. I'm going to go for it. I don't know if there's anything else I really want to do other than see if we can get to this finale. So, yeah. We'll see. My ship might not even have range for it. It made a point of making me have a ship that had a good jump range for that for a recent mission, and I wonder if it's going to be restricted like that. But we'll see. If I have to tweak it, I'll tweak it, but regardless of other than that, I think we're ready to go. So, yeah, let's see if I can get myself to this final temple, survive this encounter, and see what happens next. Oh, it's just barely out of range. Oh, that sucks. Alright. I will have to go back, fix up my ship a bit. I do have some ideas of changes I can make to keep the Sunrider, but, like, fix it so it's not gonna be causing me issues. Now that that's done, fetch me, that took forever. Okay, I think I now have the speed I need. Like I cut down a little weight, kept the weapons high, and now I should be able to get here. Yep, here we go. That took way too long. I'm not comfortable with how long that took. That was annoying.
Oh, I never get tired of that.
Oh, here we go. Look at them all.
Well, you finally showed up.
Hi, Scorpius.
No more words. Let's settle this.
I didn't ask for this fight, but I'm not letting either of you control the artifacts.
A fight in the heavens themselves. What more could we ask for?
And there goes their engines. Whoopsie.
One, two. Oh, they can still stun me. I was hoping my defenses would protect me here.
That's the heck of a dogfight missing an engine, pal.
It'd be nice if I could see and fly. Okay, missiles locked on, but I don't see anything. We did okay. But yep, that went all right. That went better than I expected. This is it. All right, let's find out what's gonna go on here.
Landing site is good to go.
That was kind of a tough fight, but not terrible.
Captain, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
Yes, I'm grateful for that as well. So can I get in this ship? I mean, it kind of looks like I can. Look at this thing. Yeah, here's the door. Ah, too bad. So I couldn't destroy this one. I like how it's giving me a lot of ammo. That's always a great sign. Oh yeah, no, they just they tore through here. Wanted to make me feel like, oh, I might actually have to fight here. There's 3 of them. Just standing there. Hmm. Are they just like gonna hide in the scenery until they have to pop out to fight me? I think the game isn't, you know, expecting me to be able to see them, even though I, you know, gained the ability through the game to see them. Oh well. Yep, there they are. Alright, now I gotta get in cover quickly. Fetch, get behind cover. That's my mining tool. Don't really want that right now. It's just spawning more. Feels cheap. Of course, this is also cheap. I do get the handy markers on them, since they're quests related. Mufasa. I can't imagine how much harder this would be if I were doing like the standard game damage. This fight would just be obnoxious. As it is, still obnoxious. But at least it feels like a fight. So I hit enough damage to them, they try to teleport away. That's what's happening. So I am fighting the same guys, it's just they keep recycling themselves, essentially. Clever trick. Probably trying to quantum themselves away. Like, oh no, like let's shift reality a bit and have me be somewhere else where I'm not in immediate danger. Oh, that's a grenade. Whew. Well, that went rather well, all things considered. Okay. Yeah, this place is just stacked. Like, there's health kits everywhere. There's ammo everywhere. They really, like, this is meant to be a slog. It's meant to be feeling like it could push you to your limit. Maybe they tested and people were showing up here without enough equipment to even win the fight. Because remember, like, normally it's a giant slog of just pools and pools and pools of health without these adjustments that I've made. So I could see you coming here and literally shooting all your ammo away and having nothing. So they adjusted it to try and make sure that it wouldn't happen. But it feels like overkill. I also think it's odd. Like, so if all the Starborn have to come and get this artifact in order to proceed into the void or whatever, into the Unity, they all know it's here. So why isn't this always the first place all of them come? It looks like they're all here, but like, the game's making it feel like they're all here because I'm here. Not because they want to be here to collect the artifact that I'm trying to collect that they apparently want more than I do. I just don't get it. Like, why wait? Like, if you have all this knowledge, what's the benefit of letting me even walk in here? Why didn't they just take it all and run? Here's another arena.
It's only the beginning. Contact.
Oh, there's eclipse here. Interesting. So I have to defeat everybody here.
Arise! Defend the temple once more.
Oh, the eclipse are her minions. And she's bringing them back from the dead? I mean, she did say the whole death is only the beginning. Hey, isn't that from the Mummy? Okay, so she like teleports and body swaps. That's cool. That's a neat concept. Where it's like she's here and I was fighting her, but then right before I drop her, she like swaps about. That's clever. Bye-bye. Okay. All right, that was cool. That was a neat little fight. I like the sequence there. It's a fun, like it was a really well, like a thought out gimmick that was actually executed rather well. I will give that credit where it is due. All right, orders. Secure target site, construct defensive fortifications, Omega class, full automated defenses plus garrison, associated equipment, automated manufacturing centers to make site self-sustaining, requiring minimal supply drops. Absolutely no conjecture about the client will be tolerated. Establish black site rules and a secure rundown with all garrison operatives. No one goes outside the established fortification area. These people are paying for the full package, folks. So let's show them why hiring ecliptic means. Manifest materials for landing site, reinforcements. So essentially, okay, so somebody did try to defend this place. Like, try to say, like, hey, nobody's going to take the artifact that's here. So I'm going to hire, like, the best mercenaries I can with, like, the unlimited funds I have access to as a time traveler to try and make sure that nobody ever gets in. Okay, all right, so it's kind of answering my questions. I really turned you into a pretzel. I don't know if I want to bother trying to pick this. I have yet to see like any safes that really have anything that's worth it when it's an expert or master lock. I'm guessing robot if I'm not seeing anything. But yeah, this place already looks like a war zone too. Like again, I'm not the only person trying to get in here. Whoever got in here before me is doing a good job. High alert, unidentified ship incoming, no known faction markings, everyone take defensive positions now. Outer garrison has fallen, hostiles have no known profile, tier 1 threat, repeat tier 1 threat, lock down the base. Sheesh, they really tore through here. Oh, it's one of these things. Oh, whoa. Isn't this the cave where I started the game?
Okay, you're up. Something goes wrong in there?
Yeah.
We'll come get you.
Why would anything go wrong? Shouldn't we...
Would you shut up? Both of you do your jobs. Client is on his way.
Right. We were hired to come here to find something. We found the first... This is the first artifact I found. And yet, maybe it's also the last. Huh. Well, fetch me. Come on, closer. One down. Oh! Ow! Oh, those turrets. No wonder they're tearing me to pieces. I like this idea that the different Starborn have different approaches to how they try and prepare for a combat situation. Some just run at you. Others have been doing body snatching and possession. This guy set up a bunch of robots and turrets. There's no AI, but can't fault him too much for that. Oh, fetch me. Ow, 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 ow. What happened there? That sounds cheap. Like, I went to go jump and it just made something explode. Alright, let's switch all this off. Remote turret control. Update. Alright, now let's take a look at this actual stuff. Okay. Production capacity. Assembly lines are coming along at a good clip, but requiring only Omega class personnel effectively means our sworn to secrecy grunts are doing all the manual work instead of subcontract techs. I'm not paid to ask questions, but it's a lot of credits to burn, so I hope whoever's footing the bill's happy about this, because if it were me, I'd buy a private resort and ship the Chandra Prior Pinot Noir all day. Assembly, Model A robots, modified trim, short-range turrets, make sure to link all remote operations to the master computer to supervisor's overlook room. Alright, well, that was interesting. Okay. Now I activate all the robots, but they're my friends. Unless the game automatically updates them, this room is now my friendly room. Off limits. Ultraviolet protocols infect the area. No one goes inside. The cave. There was no mention of a cave in the brief. The structure's in there, Commander. Man-made, or I don't know, alien-made. I've lost 2 recon teams, 1 rescue team. None of them made it. We can't even risk trying to retrieve the bodies. I'm sealing off the site per ultraviolet protocols. You need to get a courier to client immediately. There's no way this is a coincidence. So, they found ruins, but they seem active. And it's made of probably the same material that the ships are made out of. The ships that the Starborn seem to have. Oh, right. I tore through here pretty well. Are you one of the Starborn?
We have visitors! Vardek, you didn't tell me we have visitors.
We have visitors.
Welcome.
I like Petrov.
What's mine is yours. Well, no, it's still mine, but you get what I mean.
Captain Petrov, I'm about to finish the most important collection in the settled systems.
I'm impressed. How did you... You don't deserve the final artifact. This life you've led, you're nothing but a thief.
Yeah.
An opportunist.
True.
A liar.
Only when I had to. That's not truly fair. I would have paid for the artifact if you'd let me.
It's more than credits that the Unity will demand of you. You think you have a right to the infinite? You're nothing! Guard!
You're going down. It's too hot here. Get some cover now.
That plant should not be saving you. Well, that's fun. I'm gonna kill real fast. That'll be enough. Alright. Here's the cave. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we find. I can't move, so this is like a sequence play. Oh. Oh, hi. That's not Sarah.
Come on, Rook. Come on. You can make it. Barely stepped on the juryman's road with us. Can't see another soul off to the void so soon. No. No. I'll pour one out to the blackest sea.
Oh, it's supposed to be me. Oh, is this Sarah's universe where I died? Interesting. Okay, Vladimir, don't freak out, but hello.
What the? Crix's ghost?
Yes.
What kind of cruelty is this? This some starborn trick? Come to mock me before you twist a blade?
Vladimir, listen to me. The artifacts, they point to a multiverse, a place called the Unity.
Multiple universes? You're a visitor jumping through the gates of space and time?
Yes. I know losing a member of Constellation is hard, but we make it through this. You've got to keep going.
Not sure if you're just a reflection of a shattered brain, but okay. I get your meaning.
This is interesting.
Well,
I like this.
ghost from the other side. I'll keep what you said rolling around in my head for a spell. But for now, wouldn't mind if you gave me a bit. I just lost a friend.
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and mourn me. That's fine. Can I loot my body? Would you be upset if I? No, I can't loot my body. All right, see you, Vlad. Have fun. Ooh, underground. This looks a lot more active too. And a lot bigger. And carvings on the actual stone as well. Again, like that's the biggest mystery to me right now is like somebody started all of this. Who built this? Why? How? It's just a bunch of, like, they literally are making sure, like, you can't get in here without some means of protecting yourself. Oh my gosh, look at this. I feel like this is a bit overkill. But I'm not gonna say no. Quantum edged combat knife? Weird. Honed osmium dagger.
Gaze into the abyss of the infinite.
Ow, 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 ow. Are they all carrying my weapon? If I had known that, maybe I should have come around holding a dagger. That's not fair, spawning them around the corner from me. Also, how's it fair if I face myself, but it's thus many of myself? Pretty sure I can't teleport. Ow, fetch me, stop! Stop me! This is just obnoxious. Is this literally an infinite loop though? Like, am I gonna be fighting myself until I die, or like, do I have to run for the ending? I want to sprint ahead. Stop stunning me. Aha! That was the trick. I had to kill the Starborn. Sucks to be you. I have a good gun. Alright, here we go. Guessing this is where we're gonna find our best friends. So let's do a save. And go inside. This has been fun. Lots of very interesting ways to play with the game so far. Really interesting encounters. Howdy.
Well, here we are, ready to kill each other for the artifacts. As always.
I'm sorry it's come to this.
No, you're not. Interesting. So I can attack, or speech. I want to see if I can actually talk them down. I doubt I can, but I want to see. It's giving me a choice. I want to see if it's a meaningful choice. Stop this, both of you. All this fighting across the cell systems, it has to end.
More talking? I'm a little disappointed.
No. Wait. I want to hear this.
Thank you, Super Saiyan.
Fine.
Alright, yeah, so I actually get to do this. If there's no way out, you two would hand over the artifacts, you wouldn't even be speaking to me.
An interesting conclusion to jump to.
You might not reach the unity, but if you turn away now, you both live.
Is that a note of concern? Well, I don't know about either of you, but
Hey.
it's been a while
I
since I've
managed to
felt
do
this
it. My arguments made no sense, but okay.
Perhaps it's time to put this all to an end.
At least this once. Here.
Hey.
Take the artifact.
You're just too old, man. You've been trying
I
too
come to
hard
my
and killing too much.
senses.
It's grating on your soul. Well, Gamma and Epsilon and Kappa. Sweet. And then this artifact here. Can I get it yet? Oh yeah, it's slowing down, okay. Alright, Mr. Weird Temple thing, and also like a weird room. This probably would have been a fun place to fight, but I like that I actually talked my way out. That's cool. Moo. Alright, let's see what you got for me, strange spaceships and lights. It didn't look too interesting. Okay. Well, here we go. Level up, skill point up. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm starving. Hang on. Gonna eat some food. Build the armor layer on your ship. Talk to your friends before you leave. Oh. Friends. Well, pretty much all the friends I care about are already on my ship, right? So I should just go and chat with them. But yeah, I mean, it seems like we might be at the actual end of the game already, which is fascinating. Because it's feeling real abrupt. I mean, I went for the ending, but I also didn't expect to actually be here.
A moment, Captain. It appears Constellation's current mission is at its end. It is customary to offer congratulatory statements.
You deserve plenty of praise yourself, Vasco.
Thank you. If I were sentient, I am sure I would be feeling a great sense of pride and increased social connectivity to you. I hope the process of becoming Starborn is done without causing any physical trauma. But given the unknown physiological requirements of crossing universes, that seems unlikely.
Eh. We should see if a robot can become a Starborn.
Given that the Starborn encounters have so far not included any robots, the safe assumption is that I will need to remain behind.
Aw, we
if
should
do
try.
not see each other again. Goodbye, Captain. From a statistical standpoint, you have been an unusually effective member of this team.
True, it does feel like I'm the only person that ever got anything done around here. Alright, let's go say hi, bye to everybody. Man, this might be the finale here. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so anyone down here, first of all? Nope.
I can't wait to get to the Unity. I've been reading all about parallel universe theory, and I'm so ready to meet another version of me. You think it's okay if I call them Cora too?
I don't know, they might want to be Cora too. Or you might want to be Cora too. Honestly, I'd be a little offended if it were me being called to.
You're right. We shouldn't assume that just because they're the second us we see, that they somehow didn't exist before.
Exactly.
Look, Dad said that there's a chance we might all get separated after we go to the Unity. You don't think that's going to happen, do you?
It might. That's the risk we'll all be taking.
That's what Dad said. I feel kind of bad, you know? That I want to go anyway.
Nah.
I'm sure gonna miss the lodge. But I can't wait to see what happens next.
Agreed. I think it'll be fun. Hello.
There's a lot of rumors milling around about a corporate scandal at Ryujin.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I don't care. So long as you're with the company, I'm buying all the stock.
You're a brave man. If anyone should be joining the Unity, it's you. In fact, you might already be. We've seen you before in Oblivion. I think it's canon. Adoring Fan is in the Unity. Okay, how do I? Okay, there.
Something on your mind? And is it?
No.
That was a good talk. It'll be hard to top it, but you always manage.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Woo! I thought we wouldn't be able to say
Always
goodbye.
knew we could pull this off.
Oh yeah, there's that shield generator right out the window.
Finally, these new universes won't know what hit them. Forget about the Starborn and the Hunter. It's Barrett and company from here on out.
I'm in. I want a uniform and a mask with your face on it.
Oddly enough, still not the strangest thing I've seen in the universe. Look, if this is a "are we doing this or not" talk, then stop right there.
Oh yeah,
We're doing this.
We're doing this.
The multiverse waits for no one.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, that's why I said it first. See you on the other side.
All right. Oh, you love that.
Heck of a thing we pulled off.
Our journey
Coming up on the end of a long ride here. We got all the artifacts. Are you ready for what comes next? Might not see each other on the other side.
I have enough look at your ugly mug anyway. I've had enough. Yeah, sure. It's a joke.
Hey, this face is a co-family institution, I'll have you know. Probably some obnoxious bust of it lying around the estate somewhere. Hey, listen, you're probably wondering about Cora. I played it over in my head 1,000 times, and I've made up my mind. She's coming with. I know what everyone's gonna say, but even if I told her no, she'd find some way on board that ship. And if we stayed behind, we'd both regret it.
The Cora with Starborn powers, the multiverse won't know what hit it, literally.
Glad to know you still got that sense of humor of yours.
Hey.
Okay. Let's get it, huh? The unknown is right over the next bend.
Agreed.
So, the Unity awaits. I'm not as afraid as I thought I would be. Stepping away from the world you know can lead to a better place.
The universe we have isn't so bad, though. There's no guarantee the next one will be better.
Constellation has given me a home, and I will always be grateful. but I also feel ready.
All right.
Do you think we will see each other after the Unity? Will we even recognize each other if we do?
Yeah, my permission to punch any other versions of me you meet.
Oh, that was already my plan.
Good.
If we do not see each other again, then goodbye. I am proud of all that we have accomplished.
Me as well.
Speak for a moment?
I'm up for a little adventure.
Oh.
I have something I wanted to say.
Yes?
But I confess I am afraid of how you will react.
Nothing would change my opinion of you.
I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. You told me that you believe in going it alone, as you put it. But we have traveled together for a while now.
Yeah?
I feel I must honor that time with the truth. The little I have spoken of my history has been nothing but truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering.
Me too.
What I have left out until now is that all of that was done on behalf of House Varun. My people.
Okay.
My family.
If that were coming from anyone else, I'd think it was a joke.
I am not joking.
I get you.
I was born in the great city of Dazra and raised with the teachings of Jinan Varun. I underwent the rite of Krejar when I came of age. I am of the promised, those who know the truth of the great serpent and his inevitable return.
Okay. That sounds really impressive.
Thank you. I doubt many would see it that way. There is a reason I am only just revealing
So it
this
sounds
now.
like she still believes.
Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Varun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life.
Oh, this is cool. I thought there was more to you than you let on.
Yes, well, you were not the only one. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives.
So she was discovered, okay.
Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me.
That must have been a surprise.
Quite an understatement. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe.
House Varun knows about the artifacts then?
They do not. I have, for now.
Oh, Barrett's freaking out. He's hearing this. He's overhearing this conversation. He's having a meltdown.
You and I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that. Telling you this violates so many of the orders I was given.
Okay.
But it was the right thing to do. I can feel that.
I appreciate it. You're still just Andrea, as far as I'm concerned.
You have no idea what a relief that is. Thank you for trusting me.
Hey, you've had my back. I have yours. That works for me. Now, let's go become gods. You complete the armillary. When you power up your grav drive, you'll jump to the Unity. Remove the armillary from your ship if you need to jump anywhere else. Alright. Let's do this thing. I guess here we go. Crazy stuff we're doing here. Off in the Sunrider.
Hope you've enjoyed your stay here. Get the hell out.
My beautiful, ugly ship. I did modify it a little. It lost some weight That way we can jump far enough to get here.
Stable orbit achieved. We could stay here forever.
Oh, I just power up. Here we go. Bye, Sunrider. The light is blinding. It's actually really bright. Ow. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks cool. Interesting. So do I get to choose here? Or what? Like, what's gonna happen? Oh. Oh, I'm actually in control here. Look at, okay, you got it, the visuals, pretty cool. This looks like quite a desktop background right here. Take away the person, this would be fantastic. All right. This really feels like we're staring at the actual universe, for like the clouds of galaxies which are out there. And you're not holding a helmet, but you look like you're holding a helmet. Cool. Good job, Bethesda. Hey, it's me. Of course I'd be
You
dirty.
made it. I hope you're enjoying the view.
It's weird I have a voice.
I never get tired of staring at it. Eternity.
I don't sound anything like that.
Everyone says that when they hear themselves for the first time.
Nah, oh, okay, maybe.
But no, you don't sound like this. At least not this you. I am as much you as you are part of everything. All points connect to here. When a star is born or dies, its existence beats through the heart of this place.
Okay.
The unity. I have seen all you are, have been, and could be. Do you feel like you've lived a good life? Is there anything you regret?
I don't know. I mean, we all have regrets if we're honest.
Fair. I wonder what your decision will be then. In order to become Starborn, you must give the universe one last thing.
Okay.
Yourself. That intangible part of you, that something that makes you unique amongst the infinite, will explode like a supernova.
Okay.
A part of you will fuse with the essence of this universe, while another part leaves it behind forever. Do you understand what I mean? This one final leap will change this universe forever, even as you leave it behind.
Interesting. Wait, the artifacts, the temples, the armillary, who created them and why?
Unknowingly, you just answered your own questions. For who creates things but creators? That is what they have been named throughout the endless circle of time.
Okay.
Are they one or many? Human or alien? Terrestrial or celestial?
So they are something
One day,
else.
You might even
they might
meet
be
the
human,
creators.
but they're not
But
Starborn.
not this day. As for the why, so that you could ask that very question, so that you could stand before me for time immemorial and delve into the mysteries of the unending cosmos.
But then who are you? So the Starborn said I would be reborn. This sounds like death.
Much like the death of a star creating new kinds of matter, so will part of your being become fused with the unity itself. That part is what becomes Starborn and crosses into the multiverse. Through your eyes, it will be as if waking up from a dream. Walk into the gate of light, and you will become Starborn. Everything will vanish, and you will awaken somewhere else. But that isn't your only potential destiny. You could turn around, walk away from the unity until the stars fade away, and you will wake up on your ship, in your universe. You could live out the life you have.
Okay.
I've enjoyed speaking to you once again. All of you. Every version that is here in the Unity right now. Go out into the stars.
So it's only two choices. I either walk
As
away.
you consider stepping towards infinity, I offer you a glimpse into what will happen to the universe you may be leaving, as the essence of who you are is spread throughout space and time.
Okay. The only 2 groups I finished anything for. Oh, okay. Guess there's more. Alright, let's go see. How are the Crimson Fleet doing? My boys.
Sharing Crix's legacy with the Crimson Fleet turns the Pirate Confederation from a mere scourge to a full-blown threat to other factions. The only thing the pirates grow to fear is each other.
Makes sense. How about Ryujin? After all that fun stuff I did with them.
Ryujin Industries dismantles the internal neuroamp and keeps its existence a secret. The company is successful, but quieter. Every new operative that is hired hears the story of your rise through the corporate ladder and looks to emulate your success.
Aye. And Constellation over here. But yeah, it still feels like it's ultimately a 2 choice. Either you just go back where you were, and maybe you can just jump here when you feel like you've done everything you want to do, or you jump into the Unity and you just start the cycle again. That's
the gate of
boring.
life will take you to another universe, or simply walk away until the stars fade to return to your ship.
What are you guys up to?
By defeating both the Hunter and the Emissary, the path to the unity in this universe is left for the people of the settled systems to discover on their own.
Oh, interesting.
Uninterrupted by powerful Starborn.
So they were kind of coordinating all the Starborn, and I set it free, let it so anyone can come here. And then the remains?
The Constellation membership who stays behind will, in time, publish their data about the discovery of the artifacts, Starborn, and the Unity.
And everyone can find it.
Space exploration across the settled systems is given new life as people search for hope out there in the stars.
And then all humanity, essentially, becomes part of the Unity. Is that really what this goal is all about? Maybe that's what the point is. The point of this is about ascending humanity to the next stage, an evolution. And so, the artifacts were set up by creators, which I'm gonna guess are humanity ascended. And then they lead themselves a breadcrumb trail, slowly introducing people who are, creative enough and worthy, essentially, to finding the artifacts, putting the pieces together, get to the Unity. And as more people feed through, it feeds more and more people through, it becomes this kind of loop. And now, for instance, like, I set it up here, where in my universe, technically nobody's restricted. There's going to be no one stopping anyone from finding the Unity after this, in my universe. So technically, anyone can. Now granted, Ryujin, other companies, the pirates, they might stop people. And maybe new Starborn will rise up that'll slow the cycle again, but it may be inevitably we march ourselves towards a full unity of all people and all humanity, and then we ascend into something else. Maybe that's what the whole point is.
You can return to your universe if you wish.
Now that's the interesting thing. It's like, part of me wants to just see what happens, but I guarantee you it's going to be just as boring as it sounds. I go back, I appear on my ship, and I can just play the game until I'm done. Maybe even I can reinstall the Amilary and come right back here again.
Once you are reborn, there is no going back.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I didn't get this far by holding back. Let's go poke the giant rock.
Although you leave this universe behind, a new universe awaits you. Who will you be in this one? What choices will you make?
But then part of me is curious, like, if I do leave, like, what actually happens? Is that the satisfying or the most dissatisfying way I could do this? Alright, as much as I'm memeing, I gotta follow the choice that I would make if I were actually standing in this site. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to help myself. It's beautiful. That's gorgeous. And the music is good. I gotta admit, the music is beautiful for this game. Absolutely. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's like a figment of creation of art, but it so speaks like what the actual universe is. Now where it happens. Okay, so it's the trailers, the credits. All right, so I'm sure there's something's gonna happen after this, but like, let's talk about it. Okay, so if you walk away, I imagine ultimately it just is like, oh, you don't have to end the game yet. I don't see it doing anything else differently. I'm guessing this is kind of a new game plus system. The idea is like we essentially start back up, and it's gonna put us back in the game. Maybe it resets our level, maybe it doesn't. I don't really know. But ultimately, we get to kind of re-experience the game. We can play things differently. Maybe there's some subtle changes that happen. I'm not sure. Ultimately, though, it starts back up again, and you kind of move forward. And there's a cool logic to that, like a cool, like, oh, that's a fun, like, idea to run. But then you also, like, if you really put thought into that, and if that is just ultimately a new game plus, this is just the end of the game, it's like, oh, okay. And then I try and look back at what I've done and what I played, and I ask myself, not only do I want to replay those missions again, and are there other missions that I want to play? And it's like, I don't think so. Not really. I mean, I feel like there could be so much more in there, and there's a lot of stuff I do like some of the quests are really fun. A lot of them are shallow. And that's really the problem with this game. It's the widest of pools, and it's the shallowest of pools. That's something I always described for Skyrim and Fallout, in Fallout 4, Fallout 3, is that there is a wide but shallow pool where there's a lot of cool stuff to do, a lot of interesting things to do in the world, but most quests are 1, 2, 3, they're done. Nuance? Not really. No, what makes New Vegas so great is the fact that there's a lot of nuance and depth to the game. Why people always praise it and always talk it up. But comparatively, I look at this and I'm like, I just don't see it. Granted, I'm sure there's lots of little hidden things, little nuggets. I imagine if we actually truly explored the game, like I imagine there are post games for all the plots. Like, I think if I threw myself into just grinding Ryujin missions and threw myself into grinding Crimson Fleet missions, that I can pursue and find new other missions. Like, again, building off the idea that you see with the Thieves Guild in Skyrim, which was the only guild that really had much of a post game. I guess the Mages College had one, but that was mostly just mastering and getting like top tier spells if you got to level 90 of any of your spells, casting abilities. The Thieves Guild allowed you to ascend from an operative to the head of the Thieves Guild. And I imagine that they kind of took that and ran with it for most of the other factions. But I don't know. It's like by the end, I just started getting frustrated. And then I also think it's like there's the base building. That's a good example of like the game has a lot of thought and effort put into the base building. I never really found a use for it. I started with base building initially just because I wanted to get it off the ground, but then as soon as I got things like it's set up, I'm like, okay, now I can just do whatever I want with this. I can see what I can do with it. And at that point, there was just nothing I was interested in doing. And then you have like the ship design, which is fun, but then it also still feels very planar and linear. for someone like me, I'm not an artist and I don't want to spend 5 hours building a ship. And so it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it was something that was designed for me in mind. I do love that it's so free, and I like that they've now added it so you can edit the interior, which is really good. If they really want to give us control, they need to be able to also let you choose like what doors you put where. I got very frustrated with how haphazard and slapstick all the internals got. So I think they need to not only make it so you can decorate inside, but they also should make it so that you can manifest like what entryways and port, like where ports that connect the different sections are. That'd be really nice. It'd be really cool to also be able to have, I guess, maybe more angular control, but I'm guessing that every stage of complexity to the shipbuilder is just going to make it like almost impossible to reckon with. So maybe the Lego stacking is about the best they can manage to let you still have that creative freedom of designing your ship. But then at the end of the game, I mean, you saw like it kind of just became like you just slapped this certain like these super laser guns on your ship and you just pull button, fire, shoot, dead. You know, I'm sure if I specifically didn't use those weapons and I could make it more challenging for myself, but again, it's one of those issues where it's like it's such a shallow combat system. It makes me not that invested. For fun, it's like, it's gonna sound crazy, but I play Star Citizen for fun. Like, do you want to know why? Because as far as like a first-person space flight sim, it's fantastic. It feels like a flight simulator. It's responsive. It's quick. It gives you lots of fine control. So the combat feels really engaging and dynamic, and you can take different approaches, and there's different strategies, and it all comes down to your personal skill. And in this game, it really, like all the combat was essentially point and click fire. I'm really grateful for the update that I got to experience when I did that. Because again, like I said, that final mission must have been a nightmare if you had to go through the original combat setup where everything had like freakish tankish amounts of health, especially the Starborn, where they would have multiple health bars. And the number of Starborn you have to fight at the end there, I would have hated that. I think that would have just made me so mad if I hadn't been able to set it up so that the combat was more snappy. And again, remember, the combat was snappy both ways. I dealt more damage, but I also took more damage. So I feel like it was relatively balanced in that way, but even so, like, it definitely felt way more intense on my end. My guns seemed way more powerful. That Ravager is freaking disgustingly strong. Like, you get close with it and it just evaporate whatever you're fighting. Just boom, gone. It pretty much, I got that and it was just game over. Like, if I was able to get close enough, it was just like the end of it all. The hardest thing about that was going to be its ammo capacity, which, you know, it's the only reason why I didn't just exclusively use it, because it burns through ammo so quick. And ammo is another one of those issues where it's like, it's hard to find that. And now I think about this game and I think about like support. Like, where's it going to go from here? Well, that's tough. I'm not really sure. Like, yeah, they're talking about doing updates. They've already done like a small, like, they're asking for $7 to get a new update. And they just did the typical PR thing where they finally published saying like, hey, we hear you. We hear your concerns. Like, they were just seeing what they could get away with. It's disgusting, and it shows a desperation and just a lack of integrity. The games that Bethesda did, the 3D adventure games that Bethesda did best were Morrowind, when they were still like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed dreamers. Oblivion was okay. I feel like they still had the bright-eyed, bushy tail, but money became a lot more of a driving factor there. I mean, that was the beginning of it all, like the horse armor. So that's kind of where their colors really started to change. New Vegas wasn't even made by them, and so they got the bright-eyed, bushy-tail treatment of people who were crafting a world they genuinely cared about and wanted to explore unique ideas with. And then ever since then, it's just been more and more kind of breakdown, more of down. Oh my gosh, like I just saw a credit for a voice work for a Terramorph. I just realized Terramorph was a whole like narrative around the first like pirate base we went to, right? It was like a research facility where a Terramorph got free and tore it all apart. I never actually met one. I bet you they're in the game. Maybe that's my biggest regret, is I never fought one. I wish I'd been able to go see one. So maybe next time, if I play on my own, maybe that'll be my next major goal. Be hunt down a Terramorph and see how quickly it kills me dead. But anyway, moving on from that. we have a lot of interesting stuff to think about, where because they wanted to keep exploration positive, they put so much effort in making planets that were visitable, and I appreciate it. I think it's really cool the way they made it dynamic, because I learned a little bit of under the hood stuff about how when you land somewhere, it's procedurally generated, but it's logic based on the like overall topography map that they have, where like it looks at the spot you land and it has like designated pixels of types of terrain, which you can see when you scan the planet. And then it lands you there, and it kind of cobbles together like a randomized version of that landscape, populates it with from a library of set prefab and locations of interest that you can go to, and just drops it down to give it a feel of like, oh, you can literally land anywhere and you can go anywhere there. But it's very shallow in the sense that like I was already hearing from other people saying that like after playing for a while, you start seeing like literal copy pastes of bases and caves and places you can visit. That there's very little individuality to most of the stuff, and the individuality goes to like bigger cities and things. And then even there, like the biggest thing I have issue with is kind of an issue I've always had with like the other games. Fallout is the most reasonable because of the nature of the universe that you're in. But especially for games like Skyrim and Tamriel, and especially this game, you're supposed to be wandering around cities representing entire nations of people, right? But like you go in Skyrim and you visit that place and it's got like what, maybe 10 houses, 10 families living in a whole city. It's supposed to have its own contained military, a jail, multiple shops. Like there's no logic to it. Like clearly, like in order for a civilization to actually function, there'd need to be so many more people. So you're just getting like a little sliver. And that's the same thing here, but it feels way worse because you're talking about like a galactic civilization of humans, 2 major factions spread across the stars, right? And they have like major capitals, and you visit these capitals, and the capital of the Freestar Collective, it looks like a gas station stop town. Like it looks like a place in the middle of nowhere with like 400 people live. And that's the capital of the Freestar Collective. And then you have the Systems Defense Systems, the capital at New Atlantis. At least New Atlantis sounds like an actual full city, and it's got places to visit. But then you visit it, and you're like, this is supposed to be the cradle of humanity, humanity's second home, it's second Earth. This planet looks like it has maybe like a dozen cities, and the biggest one, the capital, doesn't even look like the capital of could hold a population of my hometown, which was like 60,000 people. Now, like, either that's just try and make it feel big, but it's really tiny because of limitations, or maybe it's just painting this really crazy apocalyptic system where it's like, oh yeah, humanity, yeah, we used to be billions. Now there's maybe like 100 million people left in the entire in the entire galaxy. That there's just no one else left. And that's terrifying to imagine. So yeah, there's a lot of really interesting like questions and just aspects of all this. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it doesn't hold up. It doesn't feel alive. It doesn't feel like a real place. It feels like a simulation. And that's like what's crazy, because like a really good example is like I'm playing the game The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky series. Those games came out 2004, 2005, 2006, like that time period. Very limited, like, technical equipment. Very limited space. Like, the game sizes were so much smaller than they are now. But that world feels massive. Cities feel alive. They feel full of people. And, like, the people have stories and interesting things going on. Now, if you really count every single NPC you see in those games, again, I think it'll feel like, oh, this town is tiny. It's only got a population of a few hundred. But the problem is it doesn't stick out because of the way they wrote the story. And that's the thing, is like, I gotta believe that they could have done this in a way that wouldn't feel so empty. It wouldn't feel so flat. It wouldn't feel so vapid and intangible. And yet that's really how it comes across. Now, what's my ultimate wish? I wish that the game were modifiable enough and that the toolset were workable enough that the community could actually go and really take this by the reins and make something of it, like we see that like Skyrim is now. Like if the energy and the attention to detail and the work that was put into trying to make Skyrim better were put into Starfield, I think we could have something genuinely incredible here. But I feel like that's not going to happen because when Skyrim came out, it felt like it was a finished game. It was broken, but it felt finished. It felt like you were getting exactly what you were expecting when you got into it. They didn't make over-the-top promises. Well, I guess they did, but not as overtly. And again, this is like rose-tinted glasses in my past. Maybe I'm just misremembering it all. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more to work with Skyrim than there is here. And it really doesn't look like that the fire has caught on for people yet. And so I just don't see it happening. I think Starfield is going to fade into obscurity rather quickly. Even Fallout 4 had a much better imprint than I think this game will. And that's really sad because this game really wanted to do something new and really wanted to be something different. It wanted to be a new Bethesda staple. Maybe they anticipated doing 3, 4, 5 games of the series of Starfield like they did with Fallout and with Skyrim. But again, I don't know, with the whole Starborn thing, like how can you even account for an actual timeline when you could literally just be like, oh, we're just in the universe, whatever. Like, can you actually continue a narrative from this without making it like it makes it almost impossible? Because even with like games like Skyrim, like they have an established canon path that they like Skyrim will be left open-ended until we get to Elder Scrolls 6, and then while they'll still keep things vague, they're going to canonize specific events that happened, specific actions that were taken. Same thing happened with Oblivion, all of that. So could you even do that with what they've done and built here for Starfield? I don't think so. Interesting, because like normally I do a wrap party where I kind of summarize my entire thoughts of everything, but I feel like I'm just doing that now. So maybe we won't do a wrap party for this. I'll talk to everybody because I could try and do like an in-depth look at the different characters, but the thing is like I felt like there was no motivation for me to explore and get to know the background of these characters. I got to know some of them, sure, and I tried to make time for it, but at the same time, I also feel like I didn't get to interact with their stories in any meaningful way. I didn't get to do much. And heck, even when I did stuff that everyone hated, when I like helped the Crimson Fleet, everyone despised that, but besides admonishing me, nothing actually happened. I feel like they tried to make it feel like your actions have consequences, but then never actually gave you any. It's just sad. It's just kind of reminiscent of what it could have been, but what it's not. And that's really something to be sad about. Because I really wanted to have a sci-fi that I could throw myself into. And most games I play, I step away from a recording, and I want to keep playing the game on my own, and I often do. Even the games like Yakuza 0. Like, we finished that series, I stepped away. I was happy to go back into it and play it on my own. But genuinely, I'm not sure I will with this. I'm not even planning to buy that DLC when it comes out until it goes on sale. And even then, I might forget about it by then. What's the point? And that makes me sad. The fact that that's the thoughts running through my head. So yeah, maybe I won't do a wrap party for this because I just genuinely don't know if I can bring myself to do it. I don't know if I have much more I could say. I guess like my capstone, I did the quest that seemed the most fun. The Crimson Fleet was a pretty fun narrative. Most of the quests were garbage, but it had its moments. Ryujin had some interesting concepts, but even the most fascinating part with the manipulation, I feel like just wasn't really that well explored. And the gimmick was really bizarre to work with. So besides like a few parlor tricks for like the final few missions, it didn't really feel like it meant anything in the end. And that's really sad. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I am curious to see what people will think of this game when it's all said and done. 5 years from now, what are people going to be saying about Starfield? Because, you know, there's another sci-fi game that does narrative based that was made by Obsidian that was actually came out before this one. And while it's not perfect, Outer Worlds really did a better job of doing a sci-fi cowboy adventure. And it did not have 100,000 planets. It had like 6. But they meant something. They were places that had like depth to them and flavor. And it felt like every time you traveled there, you had no idea what you were going to expect, but you also knew that it was going to be nothing like you'd see anywhere else. So yeah. You know the next game I'm actually interested in? And again, it's back to Obsidian. It's that Avowed. Like the Skyrim fantasy type game that we're kind of waiting for, and it's being made by Obsidian, so I'm going to play that. That's going to be on the channel. It'd have to win a vote. I don't know if it will. I just don't know if it's going to be that popular, and I don't know if I'm willing to wait. I think I just want to play it. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I think that's pretty much everything. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and end here. I'm going to let the credits roll, and then we'll see where it pops me out. I'll do a little bit of play at the, like, whatever this new universe is, and just kind of get a feel for it and kind of get a sense. Because like I said, my guess is that it's going to wake us up. You know how, like, we had the intro sequence where we go through the mine, we get the first artifact, then we go through our vision quest. And then we wake up on a table in the, like, on the mining planet. And it, like, there's the lamp above us, and it's the symbol that is the beginning of Starfield, like the half circles that open up. And I think that's where it's going to open us up there. It's like talking with Lynn, who's going to be admonishing us for passing out. We are handed a character creator, and we get a chance to remake our character however we want. And then we start the game right at the beginning. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen when this credit scroll is over. Because that's the best I can think of. What I would love is if we saw a emulation of the, like, alternate start mod from Skyrim, which is my favorite mod that ever came out for that game, where you didn't have to play the intro, but you could be randomly set somewhere else in the universe, and you just start from scratch, like, somewhere different. The game's completely the same, but, like, your start is just completely randomized, and I love that. And so I'd be really, really impressed if they did that instead. But yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, I'll see you in a sec. Alright, here we go. Oh. Alright, so I'm not where I thought I was, but it is essentially the same. Okay, so yeah, and then you do your treats. So, hero worshipped, taskmaster wanted. Huh. I'll take introvert because I never traveled with anybody anyway. Confirm. Narian. Starborn, that's what you become, a being who's touched the infinite. Your story is over, but will begin anew in this universe and countless others. You remember all you've learned, your possessions and everyone you knew have been left behind. Explore the new universe and all it offers, and perhaps take another trip through the Unity. Okay. So it is reset. I have a Starborn spacesuit, Astra. Okay, seems really good. And that's all I have. Okay. And then I just have this ship, which is identical to the other ship. Okay. So then how's this work? I sit down. It has engines. I have... Okay. Weird. Wonder if I can, like... So I still have the frontier. Oh, okay. And then Starborn Guardian. Okay. One small step, go to the lodge. Yeah, otherwise it's just the same. Start on the same planet. Let's see what happens here. I want to go to the lodge. And if it's just the same, like it just picks up where you left off, or if it's gonna do something different. So I just have this ship now. Okay.
Unregistered starship. We're detecting... Well, we're not detecting, that's an issue. What's powering that thing? You know what? Just hold still while we do the contraband check.
Okay.
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
I like how they're casually like, no, this ship looks nothing like normal. Probably fine. And so I'm just gonna land with this ship and no one's gonna ask any questions. Like, at all. Yeah, this ship clearly is not normal. It's not even like landed. Huh. Alright. That looks super out of the... Whatever, man.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a United Colonies research facility will not go unanswered.
I remember
We'll get you
this.
settled into your new assignments as soon as possible.
Remember all this?
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the Guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
So I wonder if you go through this again, do you have to fight the hunter again? Like, do you have to go through all the normal quests again? Okay, so here's the lodge. So... Hey, Sarah. And they have artifacts already. How's it going?
Excuse me, this is a private... Wait. There's something familiar about you. Vasco, identify.
Scanning. Cross-referencing known employee records of our affiliated organizations. Please remain still. This appears to be the miner from Argos Extractors. Lost as we were carrying the artifact from Vectera. Current whereabouts, previously unknown.
Okay.
I see. Vasco already delivered the artifact. So, why are you showing up now?
So, like, I died in this universe. So you can repeat the main quest, or you can skip the main quest. Interesting. I'm not who you think. I'm Starborn. I know that they are what the artifacts are.
You're a... I see. So some of our theories about the artifacts are correct.
You're taking their word for it? What if this person's just delusional? Breathed in too many gases in that mining operation.
Why don't we hear her out? We know next to nothing. We have everything to gain if she's telling the truth.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. This is gonna sound weird, but I've done all this before. I came here with an artifact and joined Constellation.
So, that's what we're looking for. The pieces to an armillary. A path to the center of a multiverse.
This is either the truth or the most elaborate practical joke I've ever witnessed.
I think we're past the point of doubting, Walter.
In any event, we'll be able to see for ourselves. We know where most of the artifacts are now, and presumably how we get them.
Right. There are artifacts I pulled out of bedrock myself, ones that granted visions.
And if what you've told us about the Starborn is to be believed, we'll need all the help we can get. I want you to check with Vladimir on the Eye. Cross-reference what you've told us with what he's picking up on the scans. You track down the artifacts the Eye finds, while we gather the others.
You're not the same Sarah I knew, but it's still good to see you again, old friend.
I hope that other Sarah of yours knows you're safe. Now let's get those artifacts.
Sure. Okay. Fascinating. Well.
Even the trace physiological and neurological readings I'm able to pick up from you are unprecedented. You really are something.
And that's where we're gonna end things. Well, yeah, so welcome to our finale, I suppose. I kind of thought this might happen, but it was a lot faster than I thought. Interesting idea. So it was a new game plus type of setting. I am kind of impressed. That is an interesting idea of how to do a new game plus. Makes it difficult for them to do a Starfield 2, but I don't know. I think it's fine. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Maybe someday I will pick this save up again and just see. Maybe I'll get curious again. But for now, I'm ready for a break. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I know it wasn't the most popular series, but it was the one that was selected by the patrons, and I really appreciate your direct support. Now, we will be moving on to something a little different. I did start as a joke a really interesting playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 where I randomized all my choices for the character. It was really fun, had a great reception, and I discussed it with the patrons and members, and it sounds like they are okay with me continuing that as a project. So before we do our next vote, I'm going to go ahead and finish my Baldur's Gate 3 run with the randomized choices on. It should be pretty fast. The biggest thing it could be is taking time to record and edit the video together, but I feel like I've got a good rhythm for it. It'll be mostly bare bones, so I won't be covering every single story aspect, mostly just focusing on interesting events that happened during the story with the randomized choices. And we'll see if I can even manage to beat this stinking thing and what kind of ending we get. So I'm excited for that. That's the return of Barney the Massacrer, who destroys all he sees. It's going to be great. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm really excited to be able to continue that with you, but for now, thanks for joining me amongst the stars. It means the world to me that you're here. I hope I can continue to be worthy of your support and that we'll see each other again real soon. So until next video, watch me or see me next. I'll see you there.